It's brought to you by Hstv and Underglow TV in Ohio.
Hello there, good afternoon, and you're welcome to News in 30 right here on Hstv. I am Precious Azuma. Now let's get into the headlines making waves for today. And then government to publish audit report from a cash waterfall mechanism, says Amin Darm. Away from that story, the majority in Parliament has called on Ghanaians to reject the National Democratic Congress in the upcoming December elections because the opposition party has no new solutions for the country. Moving on, Housing Minister promises to ease accommodation challenges. Also, NYPD gives updates after man set himself on fire outside Tram Trial Courthouse. Okay, so now let's go for a quick turn. When we come back, we settle for the news in details. Okay, so it's still News in 30 right here on Hstv, and may I remind you that we are streaming live on YouTube. It's Hstv Live GH. We are also active on all our social media platforms. Hstv Live GH. Do follow, comment, and then share. Now let's settle for the news in details, and starting from my first story. The government has announced plans to publish audit findings of the cash waterfall mechanism to enhance transparency and accountability within the country's energy sector. So the move comes amidst significant financial challenges the sector faces, including a substantial debt burden owed to independent power producers amounting to over $1 billion. To address the mounting debt, the government introduced the cash waterfall mechanism in July 2017, aiming to streamline revenue collection and distribution. However, the mechanism effectiveness has been limited, prompting the need for improved transparency and addressing implementation challenges. Finance Minister Mohammed Amin Adam emphasized the importance of each waterfall mechanism during the 2024 World Bank and IMF spring meeting, stating the audit findings will be published to ensure transparency.
The cash waterfall mechanism is important because at least it ensures that there's cash flow. I mean, every player in the value chain has some cash flow so that they can be able to meet their operational cost. But it is important to also state that we have had challenges implementing the cash waterfall mechanism, as a result of which, through our collaboration with the World Bank, with the IMF, we have instituted some measures to make it more effective. One of the measures we have introduced is to audit the cash waterfall mechanism quarterly.
Yeah.
But we're also required to publish the audit findings.
And that was Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, the Finance Minister. Away from that story, let's talk about the majority in Parliament. He has called on Ghanaians to reject the National Democratic Congress in the upcoming December elections because the opposition party has no new solutions for the country. The majority group has said the electing the NDC could lead to a leadership crisis within the party as it flag bearer John Dramani Mahama would only be eligible for 1 term. The majority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin told reporters in Accra on Friday, April 19, that a government under John Dramani Mahama would lack a sense of urgency in governance. He indicated the Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia offered a better future than Mr. Mahama. He further speculated that that it's unlikely event that Mahama is elected. If he is, things will not go as planned.
NPP administration reviewed the tax policy it inherited. For instance, the following were abolished. The 1% special levy on import was abolished. The 17% VAT on financial services was abolished. The 17% on selected imported medicines that were already in place was also abolished. And in this case, let me say that those who were producing, the pharmaceutical companies that were doing local production, were given that dispensation to enable them make savings. I'm saying that all of these were done. It was a cost to government because abolishing taxes or reducing percentage in terms of tax that you have inherited would mean less money to you as a government, less revenue. Whilst doing this, we implemented free SHS. So it should tell you that this is a government that cares, this is a government that believes in value for money and knows how to allocate resources for the benefit of the vulnerable. So an opposition propaganda should not mislead Ghanaians that they are better managers of this economy and, for that matter, the educational. We have the NDC candidate who has had an opportunity to serve as vice president and president. He's been vice president for 4.5 years before. Almost 3.5 years before. And he's been president also for some 4.5 years. We know his track record. He's the same person with the same old team coming to tell us that they have something to offer. But we know their track record. In any event, perish the thought, should the opportunity smile at him, he has only 1 term. There will be no sense of urgency. And we dare say that from day one, that government will be in crisis because those party people would be struggling for who should be the next leader. Ghanaians need a stable government with focus, with a vision. With what is happening in the world, we don't need a government that would start with crisis from day one. Because do you, for instance, come to Central Region and say that, oh, Central Region, I brought you a running mate? That is not what governance is about. Governance is about alleviating poverty. Governance is about introducing projects that would help the people and their suffering. So beyond the NDC bringing back a running mate who cannot point to a particular initiative in the region, I believe that.
And that was Alexander Afenyo-Markin, majority leader, urging Ghanaians to reject NDC. Now let's talk about some power crisis here in Ghana, and touching on the recent power crisis in the energy sector. The majority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, assured that efforts are being made by the government to address the concern.
We are having some power outages. We can't run away from it. Yeah. It's a major challenge and it affects industry. What I can say is that so far the assurances we are having from the sector is that efforts are being made to ensure that these things are not just minimized, but Ghanaians get uninterrupted supply of power. In any event, we know that for 7 years, even during COVID, a critical moment that businesses came to a standstill, a critical moment that government revenue came almost to zero, government kept the lights on. Yeah. So it's a real challenge. It's a real challenge that we're going through. 7 years, no power outage. In the most difficult time in our economy, 2020, 2021, 2022. Most difficult time, where the city was suffering, where everything was virtually at a standstill, the economy was virtually on its knees, we kept the lights on. So it should tell you about our efficiency, our competence in ensuring that we address critical challenges of the economy. So yes, these power outages we are experiencing would not lay back, would get on, head on, and solve, like we did when we assumed.
Okay, away from that story, let's move on talking about some affordable housing going about. And the Minister for Works and Housing, Kojo Opon Nkrumah, has indicated that the government is committed to providing decent accommodation for security personnel in the country to ensure their safety and boost productivity. He added that the government is hoping to reduce the housing deficit of about 2 million within the next 10 years.
The government of Ghana under the Akufo-Addo administration has also got a government housing program which is developing specifically accommodation for security services and other public servants. So in Kwabenya, you will see what we have done for the Ghana Police Service. Very soon in Tesano, we will commission 320 new homes, also for the security services. And today we are happy to hand over these 26 units to the Ghana Immigration Service here. Moving forward, the President's instructions are to develop an incentive framework that attracts the private sector to come in as master developers and develop the big new settlements and cities with 5,000 homes plus, with integrated amenities that will make available a lot of housing at affordable prices for the majority of our people. We're just about to start a district housing program, Nana, which would ensure that across the 261 districts in our country, and using local building materials so that the final products are very affordable, we are able to deliver more housing, particularly to public servants who are posted into rural areas and the districts to serve the Republic of Ghana, but also to make same available to persons who are working elsewhere, hailing from these places, and who want to purchase a house instead of struggle to build one as well.
And that was Kojo Opon Nkrumah, Minister for Works and Housing, promising to ease accommodation challenges. Now, moving on to some community development story. Residents of Okushidiade in the Ga West municipality have shared their concern regarding the poor state of their roads, which has been left in a terrible state for several years. They called attention to challenges related to the absence of basic social amenities such as public toilets and access to potable water, stressing on the urgent need for intervention to lessen their suffering and improve their quality of life.
Mbie ke gaya ina wa ni bie ne ko cheja to nu ke ya gan eto wo jogba dan wa sha ma sama gbe yin o ke jinya ba kwanya wo je no se wo jala o be jala papa ko e ma mi agbe heni wo chi ojo e wo sure e kokura be o toilet ni wo ya la je be o ke ji nya ba nya wa na toilet papa e mami eni achi ojo asio e papa pe water wo bona fe na ne wo ma egbe shi denje na anya chi wo ise
wo benu papa ye bie papa epe ifa ha wo ne wo yifa na na efi wo nunu wo yusu wo bia ne sa ne wo na eko no ke fatai ni eye buawo ye mam no ni die nyo wo be toilet ni yo jemi ifti eche wo won tawni aba fe ko klo aha wo no kele hunye ba anye ye buawo de nye ba fi anya wo
sabit kafro ye tumi de ya wufi tumi koda ya nyansuo fensi ya nioma ya nyansuo mfa nya hwe de di adan ya di ben ya duampo enu po eho ya den mayen enti ya sraban no be ya pipe no mayen e se nsuo na na ehu hia se ye ba wo krom ha na wo mo ba ya fare mayen papa ya fare mayen enti mo de no ba hwa ya torrent ni so mfa mayen ensuo torrent
wona gbai ni wo yo ojugba ye bieji wo gbe ke agbene wo school ni wo yo ke agbene wo nu ke wo toilet facility se ehin kura especially wo gbe ke ba she election time ameka machi baba ba fo hinye e ka ka no elaka wo e ka wo vote han me ka tie egbe mi ameba don ona e wo ba kpa mahienye lo e fai ake amekwe ni wo gbe ke wo school se benefi na ne ko okoye ni indamone school mi indamo shi ko okwe beke bia ifale ke school tuni ameyo e sha me eko amane ko yo batwa e tembakpa shi ka ba shi mene afa heloko no kaje o ba kpa mahienye lo fa ke onu pa me fe me ni ruo eko ehio na mekwe ni bi ni tumoleken ni amefi ehawo.
And our some residents of Okushibiade calling for the government to assist them when it comes to social amenities. Anyways, let's go for a quick turn. When we come back, sports news follows.
Would you like to own a home, start a business, provide seed money, or a good education for your children? The Pro Wealth Plan answers all of life's questions. This is Ekwa 9. She wants to be an engineer in future. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hammond, plan to give her the best education but don't want to be unnecessarily burdened when she's ready for university in 10 years. Do you know how much it will cost Ekwa to go to a local private university or university abroad in the next 10 years? Ekwa's parents have signed up to a Pro Wealth Plan. They pay affordable monthly premiums that ensures they are able to fund Ekwa's university fees and living expenses. When she's ready for university, Prudential will pay the maturity benefit and her parents can enjoy free insurance cover for an additional 5 years. In the unfortunate event that her parents pass away, Prudential will pay over 200% of the sum assured, which is 100% immediately, 10% annually to keep Ekwa in her current school, and 100% at maturity for her chosen university. This means that Prudential Life has guaranteed Ekwa's education regardless of life's uncertainties. The Pro Wealth Plan also covers a spouse or partner up to the same sum assured. With over 26 million customers, 24,000 employees globally, and over 170 years experience, you and your family can have peace of mind knowing that you are in safe hands. Whatever your financial goals are, the Pro Wealth Plan has the answers to life's questions. Call us today and let Prudential secure your future.
Welcome back, and this is still News in 30 right here on Hstv. It's time for sports news, and quickly let's get into the stories for today. Starting from the president of the Ghana Olympic Committee, Mr. Ben Nuno Mensah. He has reiterated the need for the government to invest in sports to reduce the country's health budget. So he said a healthy and active citizen would not be prone to non-communicable diseases, hence reducing both an individual and country's health budgets. The president mentioned this at a multi-stakeholder roundtable on the newly initiated Community Sports and Health Cooperation between the International Olympic Committee and the World Health Organization as the implementers. He said the new collaboration between the International Olympic Committee, World Health Organization would increase access to health-enhancing community sports activities for over 1 million people across 5 countries by 2025. Okay, so now let's move into the camp of Accra Hearts of Oak, and their head coach Abubakar Katara has blamed his side's defeat to Legon Cities in the Ghana Premier League on the lack of water and electricity at their hotel ahead of the game over the weekend.
Today we play a very bad game. We are not concentrated on the game, and the same cancer we have it. Every time we are taking the goals because we're making the fault on the defense and the goalkeeping. I think that's the cancer of my team. But today we play very, very bad game. Very bad game. We are not in the game. We are out of the game. The other fault is the concentration of the boys. I think I don't understand, but I will talk to them down in the dressing room. Kosa didn't play well today. No, say when he get the yellow card, I say maybe he can get another yellow card for the red card. I said, oh, come out because I need you for the next match. But the defense let us down. Today we are not there. We are not there. How do you call it? Legon City.
Okay, so now let's move into Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and then also over the weekend after the game, their coach Prosper Nate Ogum relieved after ending a goalless.
Performance from both sides. Both teams came with the intention to play very expansively, create chances and score. So they got us on some few occasions on the counter. I think we also got them, and then out of our pressure, I think we won that penalty. Once you win, you become okay. The game is all about winning, especially when you're coaching a team like Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It doesn't matter how beautifully you play. At the end of the day, even if you don't play well and you get them the 3 points, that's okay. You did some. I think it's all about trying to encourage them to boost their confidence, letting them know that they are capable of doing it, and that we can turn things around. It's all about staying focused. So we have to get closer to the players and let them know that we are with them and we believe that they can do it. I'm actually impressed. I'm probably very impressed about how we played today. We look very compact in defense.
Okay, so now away from football, let's talk about some boxing. And then Basti Samer, Ghanaian boxer, has revealed that people regarded him as an enemy after his famous win over Kamoko, better known as Bukum Banku. Basti Samer shot into fame after his knockout win over Bukum Banku in the year 2017. Basti Samer delivered 2 powerful knockdowns on Bukum Banku to win their bout at the Bukum Boxing Arena. 7 years after his big win, Basti Samer has revealed that beating the African Mayweather has actually made things tough for him. Boxing promoters are not giving him many chances to shine because of it, he has claimed. And I'll be all on sports news, but let's go for a quick turn. When we come back, there's more news coming up. Welcome back, and let's get into the stories remaining. And talking about government, they have commended the rehabilitation of major road infrastructure within communities in Hstv municipality and has pledged to ensure completion of these projects. The Minister for Roads and Highway, Francis Asensabwache, who led officials of the to inspect the ongoing projects, dismissed assertion that the projects were being done because of the upcoming by-elections in Hstv.
Some have even since the last 3 years, okay, and they've been going on. Yeah, so these are not by-election projects. In fact, the MP who passed on was very instrumental in making sure that all these projects are designed and constructed. It's just unfortunate that he passed on. Yeah, my job is to come and inspect what is going on here. So rest assured that this is not by-election projects. These are the normal other projects that the ministry have been implementing. And Ejoso is one of the high-volume areas in Ashanti region, very densely populated. So it makes sense to construct all these roads there. Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm sure you are interested in the politics. If you are doing good roads and they want to vote for us, so because they need the roads, and it's only the MPP that can complete these roads. In fact, it is on record. I've said it wherever I've been that the MPP has enhanced our road network, substantial enhancement, more than any other government in history.
Okay, so moving on to my next story. Residents of Aboti in the North Tongue district of the Volta region, where Ghana's new train collided with a stationary truck, are calling on the Ministry of Railway Development and the local assembly to take a second look at the construction work done in the area. This follows the sentencing of about 41-year-old person whose truck broke down in an attempt to cross the railway out of lack of better option. According to the residents of the construction where it was done, without proper consideration for the lives and livelihood of the people in the community, they shared how they felt.
If you look at this, if you look at both the left and right side of the railway, it's a community, it's a developing community. And it was just an adjoining community because before this railway line came to divide it. So at the time they were constructing it, we demanded for an overpass bridge to connect these communities so that heavy trucks and any other goods can go there for development. But we pick it, we demonstrate, we do all what we can do within our capacity. They didn't listen to us. They told us this is the only way, this is the only place where they can do for us. So they can't do an overpass ahead here.
When we realize they do a bridge, and this bridge can, tipper cannot pass under to Batokofe. So when you are bringing sand and other building materials to Sapa, you can't go unless you stop here and offload the load after you use motor key or small key and convey. So we complain a lot and we write to Ministry of Railway, but they haven't minds.
I'm not a party member. I'm not an NDC member too. My truck has scattered. It condemned, everything is pieces, scrap. Yeah, it's badly. Even today, business is not going on because we didn't get a truck to load. So business is not going on. Yeah, it's bad, but it is very headache. It's very headache. It's sad because looking at the truck too has spot, and hereby the case he was sentenced. So we don't know what to say. We give everything to God. So they have to help us to do the bridge.
That is a sad news there. Now next up is global trends. Let's go for a quick turn and right back. Okay, so now let's get into the global trends. And then a man who set himself on fire in a park across the street from the New York City courthouse where former President Donald Trump is on trial has died. The man Maxwell Azzarello, who badly burned and taken to a hospital, is in currently a critical condition officially, according to reports that we gathered. And Trump was inside the downtown Manhattan courthouse at the time and was made aware of the fire outside. The man who set himself on fire outside New York City courthouse, where former President Donald Trump is on trial, has died, according to authorities, like I said. And the man identified by police as a 37-year-old called Max Azzarello and was declared dead by staff at a hospital on Friday night, according to reports.
I'm going to try and talk loud so you can all hear me. But at 1:30 this afternoon, right here in Collect Pond Park, which is directly opposite of a New York County Criminal Court at 100 Center Street, where the trial of former President Trump is currently taking place, we observe a male walk into the park. He walks into the center of the park. When he's in the park, he starts shuffling around his clothes. He opens up a book bag. From the book bag, he takes numerous pieces of papers, pamphlets out. He throws the pamphlets throughout the park, and then he pulls out a canister and pours some kind of liquid on himself, a liquid we believe is an accelerant, and he lights himself on fire. The male, he takes a couple of steps while he's on fire, and then eventually falls onto a police barrier and falls down to the ground. He's on fire. Another area in the park where some of the accelerant spilt is also on fire. Civilians, court officers, members of the police department, they run into the park. They make efforts to put him out. They use their coats, they use fire extinguishers. Eventually, FDNY responds. We're able to put the male, extinguish the fire, and from that point, we remove him to a Cornell burn unit where right now he's there in a critical condition. At this moment, I'll let our fire commissioner talk about the condition of the male and the condition of people who also helped and who are witnesses over there.
Okay, so that is a sad story there. Anyways, this is where time will permit me to end News in 30 right here. Before I go, let's take a recap of the headlines for today. And the government to publish audit reports from cash waterfall mechanism, said Amin Adam. Also, the majority in Parliament has called on Ghanaians to reject the National Democratic Congress (NDC) in the upcoming December elections because the opposition party has no new solutions for the country. Also, Housing Minister promises to ease accommodation challenges. And also, NYPD gives update after man set himself on fire outside Trump trial courthouse. Okay, so my name once again is Precious Azuma. So soon, this is where I take leave of you. There's more programs coming up live here on Hstv. Do stick and stay with us. Many thanks for doing that.